You know that awesome feeling when you get the perfect appointment for a doctor's visit, or maybe a dinner date, or a coaching session? It just feels right. Your clients are after that same happy moment. And as a business owner or service provider, it's your job to deliver it to your clients, not just once, but every time. So when you have a team, you don't have to do it alone. With a team of experts, you can scale up your business really smartly. So to show you how you can manage appointments with your team, today I've got FluentBooking, which is an awesome plugin that is the ultimate solution for booking appointments or webinars, events, or maybe sales calls, and so much more that you can do with it. So it allows you to add team members as hosts and create an independent calendar for them, build a team for round-robin appointments, and basically let your clients choose their preferred expert to book a session with them without any hassle. So this video is going to be a complete guideline for your business to set them up from scratch. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a professional team-based booking system where your team members will always be there for your clients. So let's not waste any time and let's just dive in. As you can see, we are on the FluentBooking dashboard. I love the interface and all the color coding that's going on over here. It looks pretty neat and really nice for the eyes and pretty calm. So let's not waste any more time and let's get straight to our work. So let's move on to the calendar section. So as you can see, I have a few hosts set up for my session. So what I'll have to do is basically go on and make a team. So I'm going to go ahead and add team. I'm going to name this team. You can basically name whatever you're going to be going up for. So today I will be going for, let's say, a mental health campaign. All right. So for the team members, I'm going to go ahead and choose the members, the hosts, basically, who are going to be present throughout the session. So I've already chosen all the 3 of my hosts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and choose this option, which is the round robin option. So why this option? Through the round robin option, I can basically have one rotating host with one invite. So whenever I get an appointment, whenever I get a booking, one of the hosts can answer and go and respond to that one invitee. So let's go ahead and choose this. So as you can see, we are in the event details page. Basically, all of the things that's going to be, like the event name, the description for the event, and all the things, you have to set them up over here. So let's go ahead and name our event. And then we're going to leave a small description, basically, to just, as to show on the interface. So as you can see, I've already set a description, a small description, basically. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the duration for the meeting. So we can choose a default meeting duration. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and choose 45 minutes because that's my choice. It's basically up to you, however long you want to keep it. You can even customize it and put however long you want your meetings to be set, 80, 90, or maybe 120. It's totally up to you. But for today, I'm going to go with the basic 45-minute meeting duration. So now for the location, where do you want to set the location? Where do you want your, basically your customers or the people that you're going to be setting it up for to come and attend the session? So this is basically up to you. You can put in person, you can put a phone, or maybe you can even put conferencing. Like, you have a lot of options, but for today, I'm going to go ahead and put the online meeting option. So now I'm going to go ahead and paste a meeting link that I put. All right. So, you also had an option to display this link on the booking page as well. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that. Let's do that. Let's just make sure that the link is displayed on the booking page. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and update it. And now you have to select your time zone. So I'm going to go ahead and select my time zone real quick. All right, so this was all for the first stage of setting up the round robin booking type. So we're going to go ahead and press continue. And wow, as you can see, we have a more detailed section for everything. Now we have event details, we have assignment, availability. We are going to go ahead and check it out one by one slowly. So this is the first page that we saw that we were basically editing on earlier. So nothing changed except for this one thing that you can see, that this option allows the attendees to select the duration that they want to attend. So if you put this one, if you turn this one on, you can go ahead and select the durations that you want to provide for your attendees. So let's do a 30-minute, 45-minute, and 60 minutes. I think we're going to go with this one today. And we can keep a default duration just in case they don't choose any of the other options. One's going to be basically selected like on its own automatically. So 30 minutes, let's keep this one as the default duration. As you can see, you can put anyone as the default. So let's go ahead and save the changes. Oh, also, I forgot to mention one more thing. You can add another location option. Suppose someone doesn't want, like you're providing an offline meeting option, or maybe like another option via which they can come and maybe do a phone call, or maybe get to you with another type of conferencing system. Whatever you like, you can also add another option so that it's more convenient for the attendee. But for today, we're just gonna keep the one that we put earlier. So this is all about the event details page. Let's move on to the next one, which is assignment. So you basically have the option to remove any hosts if you want, or add any hosts that if you have any options basically. So I already have 3 hosts and I added the 3 of them from the mental health campaign that I'm holding. So this is basically what you can do in the assignment option. And now let me show you something very important. So you can basically go ahead and customize each of the hosts, basically the settings and the general settings. As you can see, it's the general host settings. So basically you can go ahead and add the picture. You can even add a banner, as you can see, or a featured image. And then you can go ahead and add their phone number and many other things like the details. And as you can see, you can even enable the landing page features for this calendar to show on the landing page. So basically, I have everything set up. I'm not going to be setting up anything else. But as you can see, it's a very convenient option for you to customize and personalize any of the host's informations. So yeah, that was all about the host general settings. I'm just going to go ahead and save the settings as I already have everything set clearly. So I'm going to go back. All right, so that was all about the assignment section. I'm just going to go ahead and save changes. You can do this for any of the hosts, by the way. You can go ahead and change any of the description or anything that you like as per your convenience. So now let's move on to the next button, which is availability. So this button is very important because as this plugin is about booking, we know being available and setting the availability for a booking is crucial. So as you can see, we have different options. Basically, the first one is about how the invitees can schedule. So we have 3 options over here. One is within future days. So basically they can basically book an appointment with me for the next 60 days or maybe 80 days, whatever you like. I'm just going to go ahead with the default one. I'm going to go with 60. Or sometimes you can even, or maybe you can even, not sometimes, you can go ahead with the date range. So basically you can see a calendar. You can start from 15th of May up to June 24th. It's up to you basically, or maybe even more. And then there's another option of indefinitely into the future, which is basically as long as you don't stop it, it's going to keep going on. So I'm going to go with the safe option for me, which is within future days, because I want this to be like that. So I'm going to go with this option. All right. So let's move on to the next one. As we can see is the choose a common schedule. So this, I think, is one of the most fun and important buttons over here, which helps you to keep your hosts stay at the event at the same schedule, or maybe you can put it on different shifts as well. As I'm holding a mental health campaign, maybe I could put the doctors or the hosts in different schedules, or maybe I could even put them on a common schedule so that they're always available for the invitees. So you can basically turn on this button to basically go ahead and edit on the existing schedule, or maybe set custom hours per your convenience. So as you can see, this is a very detailed option that you can see. So basically you can go ahead and edit whatever time you want to reschedule for 3 of the hosts basically. So you can put availability, or maybe you can even remove the availability. It's basically up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and save the changes. I basically didn't change because I don't want. All right, so one more thing I forgot to mention is when you turn on this option, and maybe when you choose when you basically choose the custom hours, you can add date overrides. So what that does is, suppose you're not going to be available on the 22nd, or maybe you're going to be more available on the 22nd. So what you can do is you can basically go ahead and customize. Suppose on 22nd, one of your hosts will be available from, suppose, 1 p.m. to they're going to be available to 3, suppose for 2 hours. So you can basically put that and apply that, okay, that host's going to be available for 2 hours that day only. And suppose they won't be able to attend the session that day. So they can just go ahead and mark that day unavailable, so that the invitees know that that day the host is not going to be available. So I think this is a very important option, because time is very important for both sides. And this basically clears the air about the host being unavailable, or the host being available for more time or maybe less time. So yeah, we're not going to put any date overrides because we're going to go with the custom settings, but that is a very important, an option that you can put if you go for custom hours. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and turn this off because I don't want it for today. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save the changes. All right, so let's move to the next option, which the next button basically, which is limits. All right, so what this button does is, this basically helps with a lot of time management. So as you can see that you can set a buffer time before the event, you can set buffer time after the event for the host. Basically, if they want to go for a rest, or suppose they want to go for a break, you can put a buffer time before the event for, suppose, 10 minutes. And for after event, we can put another 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever you like. You have a lot of options here, or you could just put no buffer time. It's totally up to you. Let's go for 10 minutes and 10 minutes for a good margin. So this is basically the first part. Now, the second thing that is very important is minimum notice. So how long, or before how many hours can the appointment can be made? So basically, suppose you give 24. So this basically means that an invitee can book 24 hours prior the appointment that he or she is going for. So this is a very important part, I feel like, because you cannot just book a meeting an hour or 30 minutes prior your appointment, because things might get a bit messy, and maybe the attendee might not be able to sit with the host. So putting a good number for minimum notice is pretty important. So let's go for 24 hours before the attendee can basically book the appointment. So this option is time slot intervals. Basically, what this option does is it helps you put basically a time interval between after each appointment, basically. So if you set a 10-minute time slot interval, this is going to mean that after your first appointment's done, you're going to get a 10-minute break or a 10-minute interval before the second appointment starts. So as I've already set a 10-minute buffer time after the event, I'm already going to have 10 minutes to myself. So I won't be needing this option. But just in case you don't set any buffer times, you can go ahead and set a time interval that you're going to basically get after each appointment. So yeah, this is all about the time slot intervals button. Let's move to the limit booking frequency. So what this button does is how many times you can book every day or every month. This is basically what you can set through this button. So I'm going to go for the default settings as 5 meetings per day, but as always, you always have options to choose whichever one you want. So yeah, this is basically what I'm going to go for. So this next button is also very crucial because this basically helps you to limit the total booking duration that you're going to be having for this specific amount of day or month or week, whichever one you pick. So I chose 5 booking limit per day. So I'm going to go ahead and put 300 minutes for booking duration for per day because I chose 60 minutes as the maximum booking time slot basically between my hosts. So if that's the case, I have to choose 300 minutes for per day. But this basically depends on you, whichever one or however minute or however maximum minutes you put on, you can go ahead and calculate and set the limit for the booking duration per your relevance basically. So I'm going to go ahead and choose, I'm going to put 300, and yeah, this is basically what I'm going to go for. So the next option you can see is the lock time zone on booking page. This is basically more important for, suppose if I'm operating on site and for my country only. So what I can do is I can go ahead and lock the time zone that I will be providing the service for. But if you want to make the situation international, you can go ahead and turn this off or keep it turned off. So what happens is when an invitee sets the appointment, he or she gets to book the appointment with you, seeing convenient time from their side and your side as well. But when this option is locked, it gets pretty limited for the international or for people that are not basically from the time zone that you have selected, and they will basically only be able to book via that specific time zone's timings. So for today, I'm going to keep this turned off, but if you're working from on-site or from one specific place, you can keep this turned on, and I feel like it's going to be convenient for that situation. So I'm going to go ahead and save changes. Okay, so this is all for the limits option. All right, so let's move on to the next option, which is the question settings option. So this option basically is to make sure that you get the information of the attendees via the questions that they need to answer. So I have some default questions set that they'll need to basically, or text fields that they basically need to fill up before setting an appointment with me. So as you can see, I have the name, email, and what this meeting is about. They can basically go ahead and type it up, but if you still want, you can go ahead and edit each of this field type. You can go and change it, but as this is a name, basically a name field, I have to keep it in text, and then basically the label is your name. You can even change it to only name, whatever you like. And then the placeholder as well. You can also go for name, whatever you want to show on the page when the attendee is filling it up. So basically this is what you can set. Help message. So this is basically like telling you to basically fill up your name. So I'm just going to keep this empty. So obviously you can keep it required or maybe no, but I'm going to keep this default as it is. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of other options that you can keep or delete, whatever you like. You can also add more questions for the invitees. You can go ahead and choose the field type. You have a number of options. You have radio, you have multi-select, you have checkbox. I'm going to go for terms and conditions, and it's going to be labeled as terms and conditions as well. You can go ahead and set whatever you like in this box. You can edit it the way you want to. Oh my God, you have tons of options. All right, so I'm going to keep it default, but obviously you can always go ahead and edit whatever you like and make it required, or no, that's totally up to you. But I'm going to keep it required because obviously, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save it. So as you can see, you can even delete this field if you want, if you don't want to keep it anymore. All right. So as you can see, there is an option for other questions as well. Just in case the attendee cancels the appointment or reschedules the appointment, you can go ahead and basically give them the question, and they basically have to answer on why they're canceling or rescheduling. This is basically a part that you can keep if you want, basically. So this is all about the question settings. All right, so let's move to the email notification. So this is basically the notification settings for the email notification, basically. So these, as you can see, are the options to send email to attendee, to organizer, to attendee again if they cancel the booking, or it gets canceled by the organizer, or reschedule by the attendee, or rescheduled by the organizer. So you have tons of options over here. So when the attendee confirms the booking, they're going to go ahead and they will basically get an email as confirmation. So you can go ahead and edit the way you want the email to go to the attendee. So I already have a default one set. You can still go ahead and edit it however you like. You have a lot of options over here. You can even add short codes and media, whatever you like, and you can basically save the mail that the attendee is going to get. So it's the same for the organizer. It's the same for the booking canceled by attendee, booking canceled by organizers. Basically, all of them you can go ahead and edit and enable so that the email is received by the attendee and organizers. I forgot to mention one thing, that is, as you can see that these are disabled over here. This is basically to show you that you can enable any option and disable any option, whichever one you think is convenient. If you disable this option, the attendee won't get the email, but if you enable it, they get it. It's pretty easy. So over here, down here, you can see a few other more options that you can check out per your relevance. You can basically turn them off, turn them on with one simple click. So that was all about the email notifications. So let's move on to the next settings, advanced settings. Before that, as you can see, we also have an option for SMS notification, which I won't be setting up today because you can basically integrate it with Twilio, and I don't have it integrated for now, so I'm not going to be going for this option today. But you always have tons of options, as you can see, that FluentBooking is providing you. But let's move to the advanced settings for now. Okay, so here's the advanced settings page. So you can basically go ahead and change the booking title to whatever you want the booking title to be, but I already have mine at the first event details page and it's going to show the same thing. So I'm just going to keep it as it is. And here you can see that you have a submit button text. So when you schedule, basically when the attendee schedules a meeting, that button that they're going to be pressing will say whatever you write over here. So if you put book now, they'll see the option for book now. If you put schedule, they're going to see the button for schedule. So this basically depends on you, but as you can see, they already have a default one set as schedule meeting that they will see from the booking page. So the next option is we can see the redirect after booking. So after your attendees done booking with you, you can basically redirect them to a page, maybe a thank you page, or if you're selling something, or if you have a shop, you can put a product link or a product page that you want to advertise. Whatever you feel convenient, you can go ahead and paste it. But I'm not going to be going for any redirection for today, but you always have the option to do it anyway. So now, another option is attendee cannot cancel. So when you turn this on, the attendee basically cannot cancel any of the appointments that they have already set. But you also have an option of when the meeting starts in less than. So what is this option? So when you basically put this option on, the attendee cannot cancel. Basically, suppose if you put 60 minutes over here, it means that the attendee won't be able to cancel 60 minutes prior to the booking, because they already have 60 minutes left and you have set this condition. So it basically depends on you, however long you want to keep this specific time. You can even keep hours as well. So if I have a mental health session that I have booked with a patient, they cannot basically cancel this meeting before 1 hour of the appointment. So this is basically what this button does. You can also put a permission denied message just in case they want to cancel. You can show them the message that you type over here. I'm just going to keep it default, but you can always edit whatever you want over here. Okay, so you have another option as well for attendee cannot reschedule. It's the same as this meeting, this is the same as this button. So if you put on this one, they cannot reschedule before that specific amount of time. So I feel like this is a very important option that FluentBooking gives you, because it makes things easier and clearer for both the host and the attendee. So you also have another permission denied message option for this button as well. All right, so the next option that you can see is you can basically also edit the landing page settings if you want. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump to the landing page later on anyway, so you can see that on my landing page. So you can still go ahead and edit however you like. I'm gonna go ahead and save the changes and keep everything default over here. Okay. All right, so the next option that you can see is the payment settings. So if you're taking a paid session, you need to take payments. So this option enables you to take payments for your booking. You can also take free sessions if you like. This is basically your personal choice. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And as you can see, a lot of other options have come along with it. So enable this event as paid and collect payment on booking. So you can basically get the payment for the booking that your attendee is going to book. So this option, as you can see, is enable multiple payment options based on duration. So earlier, as you saw that I put 3 meeting duration, you can charge your attendees the amount according to your meeting duration. So as I have 30 minutes over here, I can go ahead and charge them for $30. For 45 minutes, I could charge them maybe $35. And for 60 minutes, I can go for $40. So this is basically up to you. You can go ahead and choose however amount you like. I'm going to go for this. Okay, so as you can see, you have 2 options. You can use native payment methods by FluentBooking, or you can use WooCommerce Checkout, whichever one is convenient for you. And then, as you can see, we have another option to enable Stripe payment methods. So basically, you have to integrate Stripe to get the payments through Stripe. If you want us to make more detailed videos about how to basically set the payment settings for an appointment booking, let us know in the comments below. We will try our best to provide you with a video tutorial on how to set payment settings for an appointment booking for FluentBooking. All right. So you have to choose one way to get your payment, right? So we have to basically integrate Stripe. So we have to enable Stripe payment method and go ahead and save the changes. So as you can see, as I already have Stripe integrated with me, I can just go ahead and easily enable Stripe payment method. So this was basically all about setting up the event and all the necessary things that is required to set up the details, the limits, availability, and everything that you just saw. So now let's go ahead and quickly go to the calendar section. As you can see, my session over here is ready. So before I go ahead and make my calendar live, I would like to basically show you an important thing. So let's move into the Teams tab from the settings. So this is where you can basically change or manage the team permissions. Whenever I add any members to the team, and by default, the members get access to their bookings only. So that's basically great for maintaining privacy, but just in case I need someone to help out with scheduling or managing everything in my absence, I can give them extra permissions with ease. You can just go ahead and turn on whichever option that you want them to have access to. So all I need to do is basically check the boxes and update it. So you can see what access they have on top over here. So that's all it takes to keep your calendar secure and your team in sync. So let's go and make our calendar live. As you can see, we have the share option over here, and you have multiple ways that you can share, but today we are going to go with copying the short code. Obviously, you can go for any of the other options that you want. So today I'm going to go ahead and copy this short code and paste it on a page. So I'm going to add a page. I'm going to name it or give it a title. All right. So over here, we need to basically paste the short code. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this FluentBooking team option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here in the settings, and I'm going to add the host to the team. So I'm going to choose the host that I would like to show on the booking page. Okay, so as you can see, all 3 of my hosts are over here. Okay, so I've already pasted the shortcode. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and publish this page and make it live. So I'm gonna go ahead and save the draft to make sure that everything is saved and secure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and publish this page and make it live. So as you can see that my calendar is officially live. So whenever my clients try to book a slot, they can basically pick their preferred appointment length. Suppose they want to go for 45 minutes or 60 minutes, it's totally up to them. And the booking fee will vary according to the time that I've set. So when I put 30, it shows $30, 45 minutes, it shows 35. So we already set it earlier and it's showing pretty neatly. So next, basically they need to pick a date, and right away they can choose the time slot that they want to basically book the appointment for. So I'm gonna choose this option, suppose. So I can basically put whatever name I want. As I've already said the questions earlier for the name, email, you can put extra questions if it's required for you. As you saw that I put these were basically by default. If you want, you can also add some more options. So as you can see, I set the terms and condition field earlier, so it's showing over here. So what you have to do is you can see that the booking fee is set according to the time that I chose. So I'm going to go with the continue to payments, and I have the payment details. You have to fill them up. So as you can see, the payment details has arrived. You can go ahead and choose and basically type and then put the expiration date, the security code, choose the country. All right, then go ahead and pay. And the payment is going to get processed. So as you can see, there's a detailed summary for all the information, including the customer details, the item details, and everything. All right, so this is for the round robin option. Over here, when we move down, you can see that the clients can basically book with their preferred host as well. So as you can see, I have 3 hosts over here. Suppose I want to book an appointment with Emily. I can go ahead and choose the time slots with her and book the appointment with her only. So this is, I feel like it's a great option because you can always, your clients might have different needs. So they also have the option to go and choose their specific host. So they can go ahead and schedule a meeting. So as you can see, that meeting has been scheduled and all the information have already come here. So that was pretty easy and smooth for the clients to book the appointments with their preferred hosts. Also, we also saw the round robin option via which they can book their appointments and a specific host will attend to that specific appointment. That's how easy it is to create a fully functional team-based booking system from scratch using FluentBooking. If you want to ensure a fast and fluent experience for your users, you can follow this walkthrough and create a perfect team-based booking system for your business or services. And if you find this tutorial helpful, let us know about it in the comment section and make sure you have hit the subscribe button to get more updates from WPManageNinja. That was all. Have a good day.